What's up, everybody? Just wanted to share this quick video of how I was able to find an unintended solution to the keeper box from HackTheBox. I'm not going to go over too much detail on this, just kind of the specifics of the unintended way. Go check out IPSEC's video if you want to see the normal way, and without further ado, let's go take a look. So upon checking out the IP address, we can see that it's trying to redirect to this tickets.keeper.htb domain, which I've already added to my host file. If we check that out, we get presented with this login page. I'm not going to go into how to log in here. Just know that it is pretty straightforward. Now we're brought to this dashboard for request tracker. And the intended way is you're supposed to check out one of these tickets. We can see that there's this no regard user. If we go ahead and check them out and go to edit, this is going to bring up their profile page. Not sure why I'm getting this error, actually. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And if we look in the comments, we can see that there is a password set to welcome 2023 exclamation point. And upon attempting those, attempting to log in to this user's account via SSH with this password, you're able to get on the box as the user. Now, I actually completely missed this the first time I did this box. I was very confused because the way that I did it, I ended up getting a root before I was able to get the user flag, which to me seemed very strange. Like I'd never done a box like that before, and sure enough, everyone that I checked in with had done it a completely different way. So real quick, I won't bore you too much, but what I did when I was presented with this was immediately check the documentation to see what the heck this app even is. And upon doing a little bit of digging, you can find that the entire thing is written in Perl, and it's designed in a way to allow total extensibility and customization within the templating or the ticket system. And it allows you to basically write Perl to extend the functionality. So that immediately intrigued me. Seems like this service is giving a lot of power to super users and devs who want to write custom actions and custom code for this ticketing service. Now, since we have the root user on this, I'm assuming we have pretty much full control over this. So I kind of did a little bit more research into here and ended up finding that one of the systems it relies on, it uses these things called scripts. And scripts are essentially just kind of like an event system where you have triggers which launch the event and then it executes some action. Now, I won't go too in-depth into all this. I honestly didn't go too in-depth once I kind of figured out where the Perl is actually going to be executed. So if we look at this, we can see, let's see. Basically, this is where it kind of describes how we can write some Perl for these custom action modules. So, boom. Okay, cool. We can write some Perl. I know where to write it. Let's throw some stuff in there and see what happens, right? So let's go to admin. I'm going to go to scripts. I'm going to go to create. Let's call this remote support. The condition is going to be on create. Honestly, this seems to sometimes go into a loop. It basically says not to do this as a global because it'll create a loop. Essentially, when this gets created, that event will trigger it again. Just for the purposes of this, I'm just going to do it this way because I don't really care if the server crashes, but you probably want to fine tune that so it doesn't 502 the server. But anyway, so I won't go into too much detail too, but there's 3 boxes. I just went in order. This one didn't work. Next one was this one. This is the one that I seem to have the most luck with. So I'm just going to grab my Pentest Monkey Perl reverse shell real quick. Have this set to listen on 443. slap this guy in there, and let's click create. Now this thing's very annoying. I think you could probably do something like Burp Suite or something if you wanted to get rid of this, but I'm lazy, so I'm just going to do it manually. It was tickets. Cool. So now we've created our script, and we are pretty much good to execute this. So the trigger we defined to execute this is on create. Whenever a ticket gets created, this is the code that's going to be run. So let's create a new ticket. Let's call this create. And like I said, that's probably going to crash the server, but that's good because if we check our netcat listener, we have a shell. And we are www data. So, like I said, the intended way is you're supposed to log on via SSH as the Norgard user. However, we were able to get a web shell on the box by running some Perl in the ticketing system. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think this is literally just functionality. This is a feature. It's supposed to be like this. You know, the main thing is locking down that root account and, you know, having privileged access management and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, though, we are now in as www data, and I won't bore you too much because there wasn't too much that I could find on top of kind of the set path that they have. So upon enumerating the home folder, we can see we have this rt30,000.zip. So I'm just gonna hop into here. I'm gonna copy that. If I can spell that right. Cool, got that, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer that to my local machine. Just to mention as well, this zip file that we're extracting was readable by everybody, so it had global read permission, which is why we're able to obviously copy it and extract it. Give that a second. Okay, so now that that's transferred over, let's go ahead and make a directory for this. Alright, let's unzip it. And we can see we have a keypass dump full and some sort of passcodes.kdbx, which is a keypass database. So the intended way is you're supposed to get the master password for this database based on a vulnerability in KeyPass where the actual keystrokes that are being typed in for the master password are actually stored in memory. And then analyzing the memory dump, you're able to actually extract each individual keystroke and essentially form the password. That's a lot of work. That's also another thing that I unintentionally did not do. I immediately ran strings on the memory dump, scrolled up a little bit, saw that there was a fragment of a putty key, redid my grep, and literally just found the putty key directly in the memory dump, which I think is kind of funny that, you know, you're supposed to download a different exploit that's supposed to extract the master password for the database when you can actually just directly extract the putty key from the memory dump itself. So if we run strings, we're going to do a little Indian encoding, keypass dump, And this is literally the process that I did. Typically when I'm doing stuff like this, I'll just grep for like password or key, and we scroll up just a couple lines. We can see that we have a putty key right here. So this is the actual file that you were supposed to extract by getting the master password for the KeyPass database. However, it's just sitting in memory the entire time. So for me, that's a lot easier. So I'm gonna grab this. Gonna make a key.priv for this. Let's format this a little bit. Alright, so with that formatted, quit out of there. We know that this is a putty key, which we saw OpenSSH running on the box, so we know that's not going to work. Essentially, we can just use puttygen, and we want to use this, which is the new format for SSH. I don't believe it'll work if you do the old version. So let's do puttygen. I think I'm going to put the key file, capital O, that, and then make this SSH key dot priv. Boom, boom. Make sure that looks correct. Looks good. And now let's go ahead and try to log in to the box. So let's do SSH root at keeper.hdb tag I SSH key priv, and we are now root on the box. If we go here, oh yep, we're already in the root directory. So grab our root.txt file, and that is actually how I completed the box. I got the web shell, got the key from memory, logged in as root, and then I was able to actually get the user flag. So just thought that was kind of interesting, something to think about. That obviously HackTheBox is amazing. They give you lots of stuff to practice on, but sometimes too, don't get distracted by the low-hanging fruit. Poke around a little bit, see what you can find. This is definitely not the first time that I've found unintended ways to either get user or just help me with a step in the process. So that's pretty much it. Just want to show you that quick demo of how you can exploit the keeper box from HackTheBox in a slightly different way. You know, obviously in a real world engagement, you're probably going to want to stick to the low hanging fruit just because of time restraints. But in HackTheBox and stuff like that, definitely encourage poking around, doing a little bit more enumeration, just trying things, seeing what you can figure out, because I never expected to kind of stumble upon this, especially now that a lot of other content has been posted on this box and I didn't really see anything relating to the Perl one. I don't even know if I saw anything relating to just grabbing the key out of the memory dump, even though that one seems pretty obvious. But yeah, it just goes to show that it doesn't hurt to do a little bit more poking around, and you never know what you'll find.